I haven't done one of these segments in a while, but I figured it was high time to rant about something. There are a lot of things that have been just stirring in my mind for a while, and so this was good enough time as any to rant about it. This is going to be a little bit different, just off the cuff rant. And I've done a couple of takes of these and trying to figure out which one I like, so this might be the one, this might not be the one. What I want to talk about today are online fan communities. It's no surprise, and it shouldn't be a surprise, that whenever somebody has an interest in something, the natural thing they want to do is see who else is interested. This is how they find online forums. But the problem is that a lot of times it's just an masturbatory, echo chambery coven of BMI 28 plus land masses going around and exerting their superiority on the one place that they can actually do it, because as you look through other threads and other posts, you'll notice that they are constantly derided and laughed in other places, and they have no recourse for the fact that they are made to look like the very idiots they are. So these people oftentimes like to go and posture and make themselves look like they have the absolute knowledge on some innocuous topic like a 30-year-old video game or cartoon. So, and this here's the makeup of these forums. You have one, the authoritarian leader; two, the sycophant moderators; and then you have the plebeians who aspire to be the sycophants; and then you have those who simply use the forum for whatever interest or question that they may have, and then they go away and live their own real lives. The problem is nowadays you go to these forums and you see posts like why Final Fantasy II was problematic and why it was transphobic or homophobic, and then they say, and then the OP has a post to the effect of, well, I want to have a conversation about why this is problematic and why this is offensive now, looking for any reason, tripping over their own dicks to complain about why something makes them unhappy, when all they have to do is simply not pay attention to it and or acknowledge that it's 30 years old and it's not relevant to today's sensibilities. And in fact, when somebody goes and makes this type of criticism or remark, the authoritarian leader with his paper McDonald's Super Saiyan haircut avatar with a scouter then decides to say, well, we're sophisticated people, and we're it's not so much being offended as much as it's about we don't have to worry about apex predators going into our village and attacking us, and therefore we have the ability for intellectual curiosity and sophistication and superiority. Yeah, the same people who's the only time they ever represent anything of formal or anything of cleanliness is when they wear their button up and only button up blue shirt and slacks to their Burger King job right before they take out their cell phones and complain that somebody just came to them asking for 20,000 whoppers as they struggled with all 800,000 of their pounds to even say the word whopper and Diet Coke to go with it. Then you have everybody else in the forum who, rather than going and questioning what this person is saying, or the fact that they're not even following their own rules and policies that they set up in the first place, instead they go around and they file in line with them and say, "Oh yeah, you're being rational and reasonable and level-headed as always," despite the fact that they're essentially getting upset over the fact that somebody thinks that it's ridiculous that we're talking about why a 30-year-old cartoon has something that is offensive, and rather than telling it to the creator who's not working on said entertainment anymore, instead of telling the creator, "Oh, hey, this is offensive, maybe you should change it," and therefore leaving it up to the creator or creators to decide whether or not they want to change it. Instead, they decide the best thing to do is to go and talk to each other because they're all a bunch of 30-something house husbands that live with 5 cats. Normally, I could ignore all of these issues, and in fact, that's why I don't participate in forums at all, except to download something or to get one question and go away, because I can assure you that when it's 10 o'clock at night or later, as I'm mid thrust into my wife, the last thing I want to do is worry about what a bunch of overweight idiots who are tripping over themselves to be offended by nothing have to say about a video game or some other form of entertainment. But the problem comes is that now it seems that you can't go anywhere without finding this problem. In any kind of fandom is susceptible to this, whether it be that they are overrun with social justice wankers or that they simply are too busy posturing about what's right or wrong and what's appropriate for the community. One of the most level-headed but still unfortunately ridiculous communities I've ever found is the NES homebrew community, and even they are still susceptible to this type of ridiculous thinking. And it's really just causing destruction for everybody because you once again are turning everything into a polarized community where anybody who provides anything of a differing opinion, now you have to find some sort of convenient way to label them in such a way to where you don't have to consider their criticisms and you can go on about your business and jerking off to Bible Black or whatever you do. And this only can set things backwards. And in fact, this has caused a problem in, if we look at the technology community as I usually do, this is a problem because not participating in similar or analogous communities in that area lessens your chances of getting a job or seeking some type of employment or consultancy. So, in essence, what I want to say is this: look at the criticisms people are making. Stop finding ways to be knee-jerk, reactionary, and complaining about something. Sit down, reassess your life, go get a job, and change your avatar and do something relevant with yourself. And on that note, I hope everybody enjoyed this rant, and I'll scratch the mic again the next time.